Shalom, this is your brother Tazaya Amar of GMS Valdosta, Georgia, coming out again with another weekly lesson, and I pray that it be edifying as well as informative. But first, we want to give all praises and glorifications to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Yikakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us the true knowledge of these scriptures. I want to say shalom and ahab to all the Aquans and Aquas that are striving and thriving in the same 100% true doctrine. Shalom. Today's lesson is based upon something I used to ponder about when I was a little boy growing up. And it was why was white folks so angry and so full of hatred towards so-called black peoples, Israelites, when they was the one that had us in slavery. They was the one that mistreated us. All the lynchings and feeding little babies to alligators, using them for alligator bait, spewing out vicious and cruel words, and we had to take it and keep on pushing. And I say we because I was born in the 50s. I remember a lot of the atrocities that came with being so-called black. Having to use the back entrance to different facilities, such as grocery stores or restaurants, cafes, separate accommodation at the movie theaters, certain sidewalks you couldn't walk on, and the list goes on. And this truth of these scriptures has enlightened me to why these things was happening. And one of the things is that they are the harbinger of so much hatred is because we are the most high chosen people. Imagine that. They hate us because we are the most high chosen people. Simple as that. All praises to Yahweh by Shema Shai for choosing us. Once again, nothing that we done, nothing that we earned. It was just His will. And with that being said, my first scripture is going to be the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. It's these devil, according to the scriptures, know that they got to pay for the atrocity that they did to His chosen people. They had no problem doing it But now that they know that there's consequences behind it, now they lashes out at us. Hey, you brought it on yourself. Just like our punishment by being up under your subjection, we brought it on ourselves. So we had to take our punishment. You're going to have to take yours. And with that being said, my next scripture is going to be the book of Psalms, chapter 2, starting at verse 1. Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? You know, these people's in an uproar. They're so full of hatred. Because, they, as I said earlier, they know that they got a judgment coming. You know, imagine that you were rejected by the Most High because of your wicked nature. So what do? You're rejected by the Most High. You can't take it out on Him, so what do? You take it out on His chosen people, the apple of His eye. And how do you do that? Lynching, raping, robbing, torture. And the list goes on. The book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together. Not only did you perform all these atrocities against the children of the Most High, you encourage and manipulate the other nations to participate also. And with that being said, I'm going to read it again. The book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together. That's that confederacy. That wicked counsel that came together to keep their foot on our necks, the children of Israel. But you not only did it to us, guess what? As the scripture go into it, it tells you, against the Most High Yahweh. Yeah. You didn't only did it to us, you did it to the Most High Himself. And against His anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Let us break their bands asunder. Take their heritage. Take their names. Take their livelihood. Take their humanity. Take their lives. And everything that they possess. But guess what? Psalm chapter 2 verse 4. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. So you thought you got away with it. The Most High Yahweh shall have them in derision. He got you in that frame of mind that, hey, you can just do what you want to the children of Israel, and it's okay. You could take your frustration and your rejections out on the children of the Most High, since you can't take it out on Him. Psalm chapter 2, verse 5. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath. He's speaking now. In the back of your mind, you know you're messed up. And that there's a price to pay. And judgment is coming your way. Rhyme intended. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. His sore displeasure. I mean, the Most High is fed up with you. No wonder he rejected you. Just look at your track record. Every abominable thing that can be done to a people, you did it. The hanging, the torture, working somebody until they fall out, or pass out, or die. Once again, feeding little babies to alligators, using little babies for alligator bait. Castrations. Burning people's alive. Men, women, and children. And the list goes on. The song and the beat goes on. The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with a sword, Salaki. I'm going to start at verse 9. Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. You hear me, devils? Do you have an ear, devil? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. It's amazing when this scripture is brought out, especially among Christians. Somehow or another, it doesn't seem to resonate with their spirit. I wonder why. No accountability. Cognitive dissonance. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. I often wonder, how did my grandparents manage to just wake up and go through another day? Being burdened down and persecuted the way that they were. My granddaddy once told me about a situation when he was 15 years old, whereas he had to hide in the top of a tree to keep from being lynched at the age of 15. And it wasn't for anything that he had done. It was just for, they wanted to lynch somebody just for entertainment. So he was born in 1905, and he was 15 years old, so this had to be, 1920. the year 1920. And speaking of their track record, there were so many lynchings and historical massacres in the 1920s that could fill up a university library. Just lynchings alone. But as the scriptures say, here's the patience and the faith of the saints. You know, I'm assuming that somewhere in my grandparents' mind that they knew that, hey, one day there's going to have to be a recompense. And that's what kept them going on. And the fact that if they didn't survive, where would I be? And my siblings. Because we all was raised by our grandparents, pretty much. And with that being said, I think I close out by giving all praises and glorifications to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rekakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, for teaching us the true knowledge of these scriptures. I want to say Shalom and Ahar to all the Aquans and Aquas that are striving and thriving in the same 100% true doctrine. Shalom.